Hello everybody, and greetings from Chamba in India. I'm up in the mountains, and today we're going to be practicing a meditation, and this meditation is all about awareness. So when we practice yoga, when we learn about meditation, the concept of awareness can be quite mysterious, and we can get very confused about how do I be aware? But the simple truth of being aware is that it's easy, that when we close our eyes and we simply notice everything that is happening around us, inside of us, and just perceiving it without any expectations or any sort of analysis. Even noticing that if we have analysis or chatty brains, that can be part of our awareness. So one of my teachers I've had in the past has said to me that awareness is simple, awareness is easy, and just that reminder has really helped me a lot when I'm meditating. And I was reading Radical Acceptance by Tara Brach, and her Tibetan teacher Rinpoche did a very interesting and useful demonstration where he said, we often go out through the world like this, palms outward, witnessing the world outside of ourselves, and taking that to be ourselves and taking that to be the truth of reality and everything. But when we meditate, when we come to these contemplative, meditative practices, we're turning the gaze back towards ourselves. We're asking, who is it beneath all of this when I'm not watching the movie of my life unfold? Who is it underneath all of that? What is underneath this witnessing? Because so often we are so absorbed in the shoulds and the to-do lists and the chaos of our lives that we don't notice the constant energy that is unchanging. And that is the teaching that really landed for me in my most recent yoga training, is that the truth, the deepest truth of spirituality, that thing that we're looking for, that peace, it's the unchanging thing. Whereas the thing we're experiencing in our lives, all the day-to-day happenings and our thoughts and our worries, those are changing, those are fluctuating all around. But there's something there that's unchanging, that peaceful groundedness that is always there. And so I just wanted to offer that as a little starting point today for our meditation. So just find your comfortable seat, and we want to find Sthira Sukha Asanam, which means a stable and comfortable seat. It should be a place where you don't feel like you're tensing up, but you're also feeling stable. So you can imagine you're like a pyramid, the crown of your head is the top of your pyramid, and then the weight is equally distributed, like a pyramid on the earth. So you can roll your shoulders back, feel your head pulling back a little bit so you're stacked right over your sit bones, and feel that groundedness into the earth. And begin just by noticing your breath, noticing the sounds around you, and see if you can come to this practice today with a sense of detachment, or vairagya, unattachment. So you're not trying to make this meditation anything. So you can hear that car in the video driving past. You might hear a loud voice in your head telling you about something you have on later, or something you're worried about. Let's see if we can notice our awareness exactly as it is without trying to change it. Remembering that awareness is easy. Awareness is simply noticing. Awareness can be noticing the things that we might often be trying to avoid in our day-to-day life. So that's actually doing the meditation. It's awareness of everything without grasping onto it, without having any sort of judgment. And if you notice that you are judging, you can just invite that sense of judgment compassionately into your awareness as well. So it's this constant noticing of, oh, what is coming up for me right now, and how can I turn towards it with detachment, compassion, and simple awareness. So let's just sit for a moment with our breath. See if you can notice your breath deepening. You can invite anything that's coming up for you now to be part of your awareness. So you can imagine, like in my experience, I have quite a lot of mosquito bites. So I can invite any sense of itchiness I feel into my awareness. I'm just noticing I have an itch, or noticing the itch as part of my experience. And I'm also feeling a bit of a sense of anxiety and worry about my current situation, my future, because everything's quite up in the air. So just noticing for you what that might be. You might not have a mosquito bite, or you might not be experiencing these things, but just notice what's there for you today. You can imagine it like you're going down a long highway of awareness, and the awareness fills everything. So you're noticing the sounds, the sensations, the feelings, everything. But then something might come up for you that's very overwhelming that you can't not focus on. It's inviting you to turn towards it. So if that happens, you could just turn all of your awareness towards that thing, that feeling, that sensation. And just invite it with an awareness as if you were changing lanes on your highway. So you're going down one highway, and you just change lanes to focus on this specific thing that is demanding your attention. And then notice if you can just hold that attention as long as it's needed before coming back to awareness again. Another way to practice this awareness is to notice when something comes into your mind or really demands attention. And becoming aware that you are not that thing. So you are not this feeling of stress or this specific thought that is coming up for you. See if you can tune into the awareness that is noticing that feeling. So there is a part of you inside that is noticing what you are feeling. There's a grounded, stable part of you that no matter what is happening in your space, no matter what feelings are coming up, it is a stable witness to everything. So, for example, even if you are sad or anxious, this witness is not sad or anxious. This witness is simply noticing that you're sad or you're anxious. And so much of this philosophy, this yoga practice, is about noticing that these fluctuations, these experiences we're having in our life, these fleeting, temporary states of being, there's something inside of us that is more constant than that, that is always the same, always witnessing, and that we are not the one. We are the observer of everything. So there's a part of us that is observing everything. And in this philosophy, we learn, after practicing and learning, that when we relate to ourselves as this observer, as this witness, it frees us up because we can have compassion for everything we're going through. And there's a space there between the emotion, the sensation, and the difficulty we may be experiencing, because we realize we are not that experience, we are the one witnessing the experience. So this can be a bit deep or hard to comprehend, and I still struggle with it. But I just invite you for the next few minutes to notice whatever comes up for you, and to see if you can ask yourself, who am I, and who is the one witnessing this experience? Just see if you can take a moment to pause and notice this space, because this space is where the hope is, where the freedom is, the freedom of knowing that we are not the residue of our past conditioning, we are not the feelings, we are not the history and the swirling of our mind. We are the one that is at peace, that is watching it. And in yoga, we are learning that we are not these fluctuations, and that when we still them, like the sand in a bottle, that we shake it up and then we let it settle, that there's the stillness there where we can look at everything at the bottom of that bottle with a more compassionate, removed point of view, where we're both aware of it but not attached to it, and compassionate to it. So just taking a moment to just notice your breath. And if you'd like, you can pause at the end of each breath, just to feel that felt sense of a space in between each breath, to symbolize the space between you, the true nature, that calm, peaceful state of mind, and whatever it is that's flowing through the river of your mind right now. Just trying to find that space. Now you can continue as long as you'd like, but if you'd like to end your practice with me, you can take your hands to your heart center. You're going to rub your hands together, create some heat in your palms, and then place your palms over your closed eyes. Take your hands to your heart, and thank yourself for creating this moment of inquiry and introspection, because inquiry and being brave enough to look inside of yourself, into your own experience, even when it can be quite confronting or uncomfortable, it's truly the most important step, that trust, that devotion to wanting to know about what's going on inside of you and wanting to know the truth. So, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Hari Om, Tat Sat, Namaste.